It's the video I've been most excited for. Pre-trip packing tips, okay? Had to put on my ears, one of my ears for this video. And hello, Minnie Mouse. This is the mini one, right? Yeah, I have a Minnie and a Mickey one. I'm so excited. So, let's talk about tips. I'm going to help you guys be professional carry-on packers. Get a snack, get a drink, chill. This might be long, but it's going to be great, and this is going to help so much, guys. So if you see me looking down at my phone, I have the longest note here because over the week while I was working, I was thinking of, like, if I was helping someone pack, what would I say? And like thinking of every single thing I do to pack so that I make sure I don't forget anything. And if you guys have any questions after this as well, please in the comments section leave me questions. I'll try my best to answer every single thing, okay? Let's go. So obviously I know this isn't possible for everyone, but to begin, I book my trip at least 4 months in advance. That way I have ample time to order any new outfits I want to get, plan out what I'm going to wear. Right now, my trip is 37 days away. We're 37 days out, and you can't see it because it's on the floor beside me, but I already have my suitcase full of my stuff. If you have time out from your trip, if you're not someone who books a trip last minute, then when you think of outfits and stuff, throw those clothes in the suitcase and just have it in a corner. That way you have everything there. If you have to take out things later, that's fine, but it just kind of helps to like get you in the groove and like start to get you ready for your trip. Traveling with a carry-on. Why do I travel with a carry-on? The reason I travel with a carry-on, honestly, is because I'm scary of losing my suitcase. I have gone on a trip with my mom before. We went to an all-inclusive. She bought all new stuff, and her suitcase was lost for 6 of the 7 days. They literally delivered her suitcase the day before we left. Listen, I cannot. I will literally have a heart attack if that happened to me. I have trust issues. I can't do that. So ever since then, I've literally traveled with carry-on only. I want all my stuff with me, so I know it's not getting lost. It is literally with me. So that's why I travel with a carry-on. I'm just very type A, so every trip I have Canva, and what I'm going to show you guys is on the free version of Canva. You don't have to have Canva Pro to do it. I do have Canva Pro, but I've used this on the free version, so I know you can use it. For every trip, I create a Canva with multiple pages of like day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6, for example. So, especially for Disney, I'm going to tell you how I do it for Disney, just to kind of be more specific and give you guys an idea. So, for me, let's say I'm going this time, for example, in May, I'm going for 5 days. So, I have a Canva of each day, like day 1, day outfit, day 1, night outfit is 2 separate pages. And I have pictures of every single thing I'm wearing during the day, everything I'm wearing during the night, down to accessories. So when I go on my trip, every day I literally go on my phone, open my Canva, and I'm like, this is outfit 1. At Disney, I usually wear one outfit during the day. I go back to the room, have a shower, freshen up, and then I go out at night and I have my night outfit. So that helps me. Also, when I've gone to all inclusives, I've done this exact same routine, so I know that it works. Even if you're not going to Disney, it works. And for me, that's easier than like, it's what works for you, right? I know some people will like write on a sticky note everything and put it in their suitcase. For me, it's easier to just do it on my phone. I always have my phone, so that's the easiest way for me. I find it works best for me. You can also do it in iPhone notes as well. Before I used Canva, I prefer using Canva, but before that I used to put it in my iPhone and just take pictures on my iPhone camera and add the pictures that way. You can separate out your days like that. So yeah, I would say for me a huge packing tip and a way that I don't overpack is I make sure I plan out my day and night outfits for every single day in advance, down to accessories, down to shoes. And then I also pack 2 buffer outfits. I like to have 2 easy outfits to pack as a buffer. My 2 buffer outfits usually include like some like a Lululemon set that's really comfy. And when I go to Disney during the whole day, especially I find the park that exhausts me the most is Epcot. It's so hot. Like sometimes at night, I don't want to look cute, but I still want to have a cute outfit, but I don't feel like being super styled. So I'll wear like a Lululemon one piece. It all coordinates, but I pack 2 buffer outfits. I also do pictures of those 2 buffer outfits. That way I decide if I want to wear them. 2 easy outfits, easy, comfortable, you're tired, but you still want to look cute outfits. So I have 2 buffer outfits that I also pack in my carry-on, just in case it's a day where I'm like, you know what, I don't want to wear that night outfit. I want to wear my buffer outfit. So I'll wear that one instead. In doing that, it just makes sure that you still have options, but you're still not overpacking. So it's a way you kind of get best of both worlds. Another tip I have is to measure your carry-on. I used to have a carry-on that was slightly too big. No. What I literally do is if you've bought your tickets, I'm very paperless. But if you bought your tickets, for example, this time I'm flying with WestJet, I go on the WestJet app, I look at the measurements, their cutoff measurements for carry-on, and measure my suitcase. I literally have a measuring tape and I measure my suitcase. So the suitcase I have now, I'm gonna try and add a picture of it. I got it from Costco. It's the perfect carry-on because it's just smaller than the measurements that the airlines accept for carry-on. Like I've traveled with Porter, I've traveled with WestJet, I've traveled with Delta. It's small, it's slightly smaller than all of their requirements, so I know that it can get on the plane. I know that I'm not going to have any issues. Definitely actually measuring, don't eyeball it. If you're traveling carry-on only, please measure it, because if you get in a situation where your carry-on is too big and they last minute make you check a bag, the fees are insane. I had one nightmarish time where I had to check my carry-on and they charged me like $80 per way for the carry-on, which is crazy because the same exact airline, if you had paid for a check bag, it was $80 total, not even per way. So they charged me literally double for all of a sudden deciding that I had to check the bag. That was back in the day when I didn't do this measuring thing. Just don't be like how I used to be. Please measure it in advance. Trust me. Another tip is your personal item makes a big difference. Make sure that your personal item is big enough to fit stuff, but not big enough to where they're going to tell you have to check a bag. I'll show you what I use for my personal item. I am a huge Longchamp fan, or Longchamp to people. Since high school, I've been buying their stuff. I'm obsessed. I love them. I definitely use them to travel. So this is the Le Pliage large size. I also have a medium that I've traveled with. I wouldn't recommend traveling with a medium. It doesn't fit enough stuff if you're just traveling with a carry-on, in my opinion. If you're checking a bag, like let's say you're checking a bag and you have a carry-on suitcase and that's just your personal item, then yeah, for sure you can get away with the medium. But for me, I use the large. Also, another tip, I would say if you have a bag that you're getting to use as your personal item, make sure it's not a light color, because I had one of these bags and it was in an army green color. It is so destroyed from traveling. Like, I literally had to get a new one. Like, this is the new one I got the other day because the other one is completely stained up. The corners have holes. Like, it's just dead. So this time as well, I'm going to be I have a big reusable grocery bag. I'm gonna literally take the grocery bag out of this, put it inside the bag, and then put it under my seat, because this stuff costs too much money to be getting stained up and getting destroyed just to travel. So that's what I'm gonna do this time. But the large Le Pliage fits so much in it. Also, this is one of the bags I'm bringing. It's my little mini Longchamp bag, and I also travel with this backpack to Disney. I have 2 of them. Shaw backpack. Okay. Another reason why I love traveling with these things is because all of their items fold into a tiny square. So with this empty, it folds into a little tiny flat square. You basically use the button to seal it and it folds into the tiniest square. So you can travel with multiple purses, for example, and it doesn't take up any room. Since I told you guys I overpack, this is one of my tricks. All this talking is making me thirsty, so we're gonna have a little drink break. I have a ice cold crispy Diet Coke in the Stanley. If you know, you know, Diet Coke is it. So another trick I have is for liquids. As girls, we use a lot of liquids. Liquid foundation, concealer, lotion, sunscreen. Like, there's a lot of liquids. And the amount of liquid allowance they let you when you travel with a carry-on is very small. From what I hear, it depends on what airport you're flying out of, etc. But I'm flying from Toronto, that's where I live, and their allowance for liquids is hella strict and they're not playing no games. But basically, this little bag is the liquids allowance. It has to fit in here. Now, they give you this little Ziploc bag at the airport, but I've traveled with this lots of times and they won't even make me put in the little Ziploc bag because this is the same size. I got these from Dollarama, from the dollar store, and you can't tell on camera, but they're silicone. So it's amazing because if your liquids ever leak, this seals up perfectly sealed and it won't leak in your bag. And because this is silicone, it's easy to wash and wipe out. So if your liquids leak out into it when you get to the hotel, you can just put soap and water, wash it, and hang it to dry, and it dries super fast. This is a lifesaver. For my liquids, also, I've tried every little travel thing, trust me. The best hack is these. Get them on Shein, and they're these little, like, it looks like a little flask almost, and it fits so much liquid in it, and when it's full, it's very, very thin. So you can fit so much of them in this bag. So for me, I will buy these again and again and again, and it's pretty cheap. Like, I have a whole bag of them. I just ordered more. I just like to have them on hand too, for if I'm going anywhere, I can just fill it up. Even in summer, fill these with sunscreen and have it in my car. Like, they're just the best. You get them on Shein, and I think like the whole bag of them was like $5 for like 12 or something. They're very affordable, and in my opinion, look at this. They take up like no space. It's paper thin. I can put 50,000 of them in here, which is so good for me because I use a lot of liquid. Another hack that I'm sure we all know is buying minis of makeup. My liquids from Sephora, I make sure to buy mini concealer and everything. I buy a mini concealer for my trip and I'll just keep using it after my trip, of course, until it's done. That saves so much space in your liquids allowance. Buying the minis is a game changer. I'm someone who likes using powder based products more. I use liquids and powders, but I use a lot of powders, so those don't count in my liquids allowance. I can get away with bringing a lot of makeup that doesn't actually count for a liquid allowance. So that's another trick. This same bag I was showing you, I have a few of them. So one is my liquids, one I have for medication, and one I have for electronics. Keep them in these bags and put those inside of my personal item. The reason I do this is TSA gives me like anxiety. Like, it's very fast. They're like, hurry up, hurry up. Listen, one, I already have a anxiety with flying. Like, I have the worst fear of flying ever. So I'm already like very on edge when I'm flying. Listen, ain't nobody got time for that. So what I do is when I'm packing, I make sure I have one of these with liquids, one of these with electronics, one of these with medication, already separated in my personal bag. So when I get to TSA, I just literally pull them out. They're already separated, put them right in the bin, take them right out the bin after, put them right back in my bag. It honestly sounds like not a big deal, but it makes my life so much better when I'm traveling. It is like the best thing ever, I would say. And they're see-through, so you don't have to take all your stuff out of the bag. They literally let you do it that way. It's great. Something else I do is I'm someone who's always freezing cold. I used to make sure that I had the cutest outfits for the airport. Not anymore. I'm always freezing. Last May, I went to Disney and I wore long johns under my pants on the plane. I'm freezing always. So I make sure to dress warm. I'll wear like an Aritzia matching sweatsuit, usually like my airport clothes. Sometimes I'll wear a sweatsuit and I'll even wear a down vest over it. That's just how I travel. And I make sure that I'm comfortable, especially since I already have a fear of flying. The flying is already overwhelming me. So I make sure that I'm as comfortable as possible. Dressing in a sweatsuit or dressing in your heaviest stuff. This trip, I'm bringing my Levi's jean jacket. I'm going to wear that to the airport over my hoodie because I don't have space in my suitcase. I don't want to take up unnecessary space with my big jean jacket. So a hack that I have is I make sure I wear my biggest stuff. One thing I'm undecided about this trip is usually I'll wear my Yeezys to the airport because they're so comfortable. They're like my most comfortable running shoes. They're squishy, like it's everything. But I might wear my Converse this time. I'm still deciding which of them I'm going to bring. I think I'm leaning towards my Converse because it goes with most outfits. Making sure you wear your stuff that would take up the most space in your suitcase is like OG number one hack. Something else I do that is a great packing hack that will make your life easier is since I'm going somewhere that's hot, I'm going to be in Orlando. What I'll do is I basically pack a little packing cube, the outfit that I plan on changing into when I get to the Orlando airport. Because, like I said, I travel in a sweatsuit. Obviously, when I get to Florida, it's hot as hell. Like, I can't wear that. So, what I'll do is I pack an outfit, like a comfortable outfit. I can use one of my buffer outfits that I mentioned before. And I'll take that little packing cube out of my suitcase once I get through security in Toronto and I'm waiting the 3 hours for my flight, put it in my personal item. That way, once I get to Orlando, I go straight to the washroom, change my clothes into like the lighter outfit, and it just makes me feel so much more relaxed, so much more comfortable, like more at ease. So that's something I do. Taking it out of my carry-on and putting it in my personal item, it's just ready to go for when I get to the Orlando airport. I can just quickly change out. That's something that I like to do when I travel. I know some people will just get off the flight and have on the same outfit, but it makes me feel better to like change out of my heavy travel clothes and into something lighter. It makes me feel more at ease and more relaxed. Figuring out money. So I look up how much is the deposit for the security deposit for the hotel, because although technically you're not paying for it right then, it's a hold on your card, it's still space on your card. So I think of it as me paying for it money wise. That's how I do it. So for me, I figure out how much is the hold, factor that into my spending money. Okay, are you a cash person? Do you need cash to take on your trip? Are you someone who uses Apple Pay? I make sure I have everything in order. I'm someone who doesn't bring cash to the States. I only use my MasterCard. So I make sure my MasterCard is on Apple Pay and it's ready to go. I have a MasterCard that I only use for traveling. That is my travel card. It's not attached to my regular banking. It's not attached to my debit account or anything. That way, God forbid, I got hacked or something, it would not affect my regular life. So that's a hack I have. Make sure you have a card that's just for travel if you're concerned about that, like me. Also, spending money. I make sure I travel with extra money. You never know, especially these days, is your flight going to get canceled? Do you have money for another flight? Do you have money for anything extra? What if something happens to you? Like, I make sure I save way more money than I need, because if I come back with money, awesome. But I don't want to be in a situation where I don't have enough money. So that's a little hack that I have. Make sure when you do your trip, you're saving extra, just in case of anything, so you're not stressed about it and you're covered. If you come back with extra money, it's like you came back from your trip and you can go shopping or something or whatever you want. You have extra money. Another Disney specific thing. For some reason, some cards will not go through with Disney. I don't know why. I have a kind of like a Visa debit with PC. The bank that I have it with is PC Financial. That card does not work with Disney. I don't know why. Like, even to put your deposit for your room or anything, it does not work with Disney. It will not go through. Scotiabank cards do work. So what I'll do is, like, just kind of trying to get ahead of the curve, make sure that the bank you bank with or the card that you're using with that bank works in America. Just making sure of that huge difference. You don't want to be in a situation where like you didn't find that out and then you go to Disney and your card's not working. How are you going to pay for anything? So that's a very good tip if you're a Canadian going to Disney. But let's talk water bottles and Stanleys. I am someone who loves Stanley. I have a few of them. Do I bring my Stanley traveling? I don't. I don't bring my Stanley because I just don't want to deal with it. Like, I have a carrying bag for my Stanley where I can just like put it as a crossbody. But for me, it's not really worth it. What I do is I'll just buy the expensive water from the airport. Like, is it annoying that I have to pay like $8 for a bottle of water? Yes. But for me, the ease outweighs the cost. This is kind of Disney specific, but since we're on the subject of water bottles, what I do instead of bringing my Stanley is I use the resort mug a lot. The resort mug, worth it or not? For me, it's 1,000% worth it, and I'll tell you why. Obviously, you can only use the resort mugs on the resort, but what I do is you can also bring them into the Disney parks. Even though you can't refill it there, you can bring it there. Usually what I'll do is in the morning, I'll put like iced coffee in here and drink it on the way. Like, I'll drink it on the bus, on the way to the park. And then I'll go and wash it out. And I make sure in my bag to bring like 2 Diet Cokes, a cold drink. I'll usually wash this out when I get to the park and I empty one of them into here. So it's almost like I'm using this as a Stanley. I'll put like a whole water in here or something. Still does keep it cold. So for me, I love that. Also because when I'm in the parks and I order Diet Coke, for example, those who've been to Disney know they don't put a lid on it. And I'm very accident prone. I will spill it all over myself. When I get a Diet Coke, I'll pour it in here with the ice and everything, close the lid like this, and then I'm walking around with it perfectly fine and it stays cold. So for me, the resort mug is the best hack ever. And even with our exchange rate, because our dollar is not as high as the US, so we're already losing out, unfortunately. But even with the exchange, like, it's a no-brainer. Trust me, inside the park is like $6 US, which if you think about it is like $8 Canadian. So for one drink, and it's like literally 35 degrees Celsius outside, like, this thing is a lifesaver. I've seen people say that like they don't like bringing the resort mug into the park because they don't have anywhere to put it. So as I showed you before, I use the mini Longchamp backpack that I carry around with me. When I go to Disney, I have carabiners and I bring the carabiners with me. I also have straps, so I'll show you. I also have these that I buy from Shein. They're like little straps. It like buckles into itself. So I'll literally go like this. I use this for my ears too. I don't have like the official ear carrier strap thing. I just use these like multi-purpose. So I'll literally go like this, right? Put my backpack strap inside here. So just for like visual sake, so I'll go like this, for example. This is the strap of my backpack. I'll literally go like this once it's empty and washed out. And then it's hands-free. I have my resort mug. It's empty. It's not causing any weight and it's hands-free. And it's so easy to find carabiners. Like, I buy them from the dollar store. You can find them anywhere. Or if you're already on Shein ordering stuff, you just order these. I love these. I order them all the time. I travel with them and they're great. Especially if you have your ears. Same story. You just put it around like this part of your ears and buckle it and your ears are safe if you're on a ride and you have to take your ears off. You can also tighten them so you can make it like super tight. I love these things. A lot of the time when I have my resort mug, since I'm someone who drinks a lot of water every day, I will literally fill my resort mug with vitamin water. Like 9 times out of 10, I have vitamin water in it. This trip, I am thinking about it. I'm not for sure. I was just thinking about it. I wasn't going to do it. I am thinking about checking a bag this trip. And I'll tell you why. Relax. I'm not sure. I'm not sure at all. Only because I already have my next Disney trip planned, which I'll tell you about at a future date. But the reason I'm thinking of checking a bag this trip is my next trip is going to be on a huge holiday and the airport is going to be insane. And I already told you that I have a fear of flying, and I already told you that the reason I travel in carry-on only is I'm afraid they're going to lose my bag. So the fact that that's going to be a huge holiday even triples my chance of them losing my bag. So this trip, I'm going to be buying a lot of merch. What I'm going to do, I'm going to pack everything in my carry-on. Like I was telling you guys, I'm going to pack it in my carry-on and see. If I know I won't have enough room left for all the stuff I plan on buying, then I'll check a bag this trip. But I'm going to decide it at the last second, literally. So my next video, I'll tell you guys if I'm going to be checking a bag or not. Right now I'm leading towards not and just business as usual, but we'll see. Let's talk about packing cubes. Packing cubes are a lifesaver, okay? This is how I pack my 20,000 belongings in my carry-on. So there's these compression packing cubes. So you basically put your stuff in here and then it has a zipper that makes the bag compressed and super tight. The compression packing cubes are the best. I also don't use just one type of packing cube when I pack. So I use that one, and I also have these vacuum seal ones. So these ones specifically, you don't need a vacuum for, because I know a lot of people are like, when you travel and you have to repack your stuff, like how do you... This one, you don't need a physical vacuum for. It doesn't have the hole like the other vacuum seal ones. You literally put your stuff in and then you roll the air out. Like it has two sides that do two different things. So if you can see, this side has the arrows. This is the part that the air comes out of. And this part is like a Ziploc bag. So you basically pack your stuff and then you roll from the Ziploc bag side to this side and all the air comes out and it gets vacuum sealed. So those are two things that I use to pack that are really helpful. I hate that this has low-key turned into a Shein ad. But like packing stuff, it's just so affordable to buy like these certain things, like the little liquid thing I was telling you about and stuff. It's so much more affordable to buy them on Shein. It just makes so much sense. I'm gonna sound like a hypocrite because when I go to Disney, I am gonna buy the actual Disney one just because I want that one. But something I've been using is this. So this is the Touchland hand sanitizer that you get at Sephora. So the Touchland thing obviously is not from Shein. What's from Shein is this little silicone holder thing. So it's just the holder for the Touchland, but it has like little Mickey ears on it, which is so cute. And they sell one just like this at Disney. So as I was saying, I believe from what I was seeing, it's at Disney Springs. So on my first day, I am going to Disney Springs to buy a few ears that I'm going to tell you guys about in a second. But this is so cute because this is also a metal carabiner that I bought from Shein. It has a lock on it. So I have a Louis Vuitton Speedy bag that I have some expensive accessories on, keychains and stuff. I use these locking ones on those. You can buy them on Shein. I think this was like $4. It's metal and it locks. So just a FYI. But yeah, anyway, the little Shein dupe one, you can put your initials. So, oh, you can't even see. You can put your initials on it. So it's so cute. But when I go to Disney, I am going to buy the Disney official one because that's just how I am. This is a nice, and I figure like when I buy the Disney official one, I can use that one on my bag. And then this one I can use in my car. The only thing I will say is I'm a Purell girl through and through. Like I usually only use Purell. Okay. The Touchland low key is making my eczema on my hands go crazy. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. My hands were like literally peeling off. I stopped using it and it's getting better. So this might be the last trip that I use the Touchland hand sanitizer on because I can't take this. So I just want to chat about some stuff that I plan on buying this trip. As I mentioned, I'm a shopaholic. I always have a running list of things I want to buy. And last trip, I was kind of being scary because, as I mentioned, I'm Canadian, right? Our dollar is already not great right now. So everything I was buying, I was just like doing math. Like I was literally on my phone on the converter, like, okay, 30 US is how much Canadian? Okay, 60 US is how much Canadian? Like some of the prices was killing me. So I didn't buy that much stuff last trip. Like last trip, merch wise, I only bought like one shirt and I bought the Disney Crocs. Like they're Crocs, but the holes are Mickey heads. So cute. I bought white ones. I'm obsessed with them. This trip, this is what I plan on buying. Ears wise, the green Tiana ears, like the OG green Tiana ears. Because on my birthday morning, I plan on going to Port Orleans and getting the beignets, and then at that shop, at their merch shop thing, their little like resort shop, I saw that they have so much Tiana stuff. I kind of want the cookbook too. I'm gonna buy some Tiana stuff for sure. But specifically the green ears, I plan on buying there for sure. Also, the black leather Mickey ears. I already bought ribbon to tie on them for certain outfits. We're buying the black leather ears. I don't know if you guys saw those new black Star Wars ears. They're like black leather ears and they have like writing on them and the writing glows in the dark. Okay. Growing up, I was a huge Star Wars fan. I need to get those. So I'm planning on buying those too. And I have the classic Minnie Mouse ears, the red with the white polka dots. I have those. But I want the classic Minnie ears too, with the black and white ones. They're like white ears with black polka dots. I want those so bad. And I already planned like 2 outfits on my trip that I'm wearing them with. So we have to find them. Since I'm getting there early day one, I'm gonna first try to find those things, hopefully at World of Disney. Fingers crossed. I need those. So we're being a little risky. We're only flying this time with I think 3 ears. You'll see for sure in my next video. But I think 3 ears and the rest of the ears we're buying there and we've already planned outfits for them, so we have to find them. The other things that I'm definitely planning on buying is last time I went, it's like a zip up hoodie and it has like a D here and it says like Disney World on the back. It's like a super comfy like hoodie. Last summer they had it in this beige color, and something about me, I have as much black clothes as Wednesday Addams. I love black. So if I'm feeling like adventurous and not wearing black for once, it's only chocolate brown or beige. And it was such a nice dark beige. Like, I should have bought it. I should have bought it. I regret it to this day. So we're going to search for that hoodie. God forbid they don't have the beige. I'm going to get it in black. Duh. So that hoodie. Also, as I mentioned before, that I got the Disney Crocs where the holes, instead of just the regular Crocs circle hole, it's the Mickey ear. I want them in either baby pink or black. Last time I got them in white. I love the white, obsessed. I want another pair. So I'm leaning more towards the baby pink. But obviously, as I said, I wear black all the time. I love black. So I will get the black if there's no baby pink. Last year, they only had like gigantic shoe sizes in them. So the white was the only one where they had my size, and it was only at World of Disney. All the other shops didn't have them at all. So we're going straight to World of Disney this time. We're getting to Disney. We're checking in. We're taking our butt straight to Disney Springs. We're going to look for the things. Okay? And hopefully, fingers crossed, we find them. If you guys have stuck around with me for this entire time, Guys, I love you. Thank you so much. I could yap all day. So thank you so much for staying. Just a little preview. Next video, we're gonna go through each day outfits of what I'm bringing and do some more Disney chat. And yeah, go through the outfits that I've put together, look at shoes, everything. And I'm gonna show you guys like literally everything I've bought so far for this trip. Unfortunately, every time I go on a trip, I'm like, I'm not gonna buy all new stuff, and I buy all new stuff. It's just how I am. I told you, I love shopping. Hopefully, in this video, I added some clips of, like, I'm gonna add clips of my Canva to show you guys, like, what I was talking about, the packing thing. But next video, I'm gonna show you guys, like, each day on my Canva specifically so that you can see it. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you stick around. If you haven't already, please subscribe, drop me a comment, and like the video. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye. You got potential.